Hello, I'm Karen Elgersma at the First Metropolitan United Church in downtown Victoria, and we are going to show you how you can have an epiphany. And you're watching Go Island on ShawTV. On today's show, Kim Rock, James Green, and Danny Stinger check out the radio show Rock and Roll Breakfast. And Dan Kahn talks to us about preparing for an emergency. All that and much more on Go Island. Hello, thank you so much for joining us on Go Island. You're going to have an epiphany today because we are at the First Metropolitan Church here on Quadra Street in downtown Victoria, and there is an extraordinary event coming up, and you're going to want to hear all about it. Alan Sanders, tell us about the epiphany this year.
So you know about epiphanies. Epiphanies are those aha moments when you get a flash of new insight, and we've had this conference going on for 4 days, once a year for the last dozen years, and we explore many different areas, have a great roster of presenters from across North America. In fact, we've got Peter Rollins from Ireland. He's a fellow who talks about the trickster Christ and about the value of doubt in anybody's faith system. We also have a number of focusing on world issues and the environment, Andrew Weaver and others.
Yeah, and there's music as well. Tell us about some of the music that will be part of this event.
There's Wes, my friend, Maureen Washington, and Daniel Cook, and our own ensemble has some incredible music being prepared. We're going to have Kelby McNair joining us and other locals, as well as some musicians. Brian Tate is coming from Vancouver, and he's an incredible composer, choir leader, pop musician. All
these people not only are very inspiring speakers, but the work they've done, you sit and you listen to them, and it inspires you to have a epiphany. Absolutely. Well, we're going to meet a few of the speakers in just a moment, but first we are going to head out to the University of Victoria, where James Green, Kim Rock, and Danny Stinger hung out at CFUV to find out how a community radio station rocks and rolls. So 2015, maybe this is the year for you to have that epiphany, that life-changing experience that will motivate you to do something. Sometimes it's little things, sometimes it's big things, and we are here at the perfect place to make that happen. We're at the Met Church here in downtown Victoria on Quadra, where the epiphany is about to happen. I'm standing next to one of the keynote speakers who hasn't had a TV since 1980.
1981.
So she's excited to be on TV.
To say that.
But you have done some extraordinary work. You're one of the keynote speakers. What message do you want to deliver for this particular epiphany this year here at the Met?
Well, I want to tell people that the world is going through an enormous transformation. I've been talking about the transformation against war, which has been going on since 1991, since the end of the Cold War, that we're actually turning away from war. There are 90% fewer wars than there were in 1991. But in this talk, I want to also talk about the personal transformations that are happening. I think that the two are linked. I think that the global thing has happened as a result of all of the personal transformations we're seeing. So I want to talk about the role of media, the role of the internet in bringing people's stories home to us, no matter where we are in the world.
Do you have goosebumps? Because I do. What has your life's work meant to you? You began with a particular goal in mind, and I can imagine so much has happened because of that. But what has your life work meant to you?
You know, I started as a protester against nuclear weapons and worked from the fear of nuclear war. But what has changed in my life is discovering the people all over the world who are working against violence and succeeding. And that has just inspired me with all of my current work, I'd say, for the last 15 years now.
Wow. I know you want to hear her speak. I am excited that you are going to be part of this year's Epiphany. If you want more information about all the fantastic speakers that are coming from all over the globe, go online and take a look at them. There's going to be music, presenters, all sorts of things happening 4 days here in Victoria. And it's a great chance to meet people from all over the world as well. Now, we often ask that million-dollar question, are you ready? If there was the big earthquake, would you be ready for it? Well, Dan Kahn, in his talk to me this week, looks at what it really means to be prepared. What a beautiful venue to have an epiphany. And if you want to have one this year, you're going to have to come to Epiphany Explorations 2015 at the Met right here on Quadra Street. Go online, find out how you can get involved. Now, we have to take a very short break, but go nowhere. When we come back, we are going to be looking at the art of storytelling. As a television reporter of 20 years, I have learned that everyone has a story, but sometimes an object has a story of its own. And our very own Meg Cuthberg headed over to Saturna Island to discover the details behind a double-decker bus. Now, you've probably heard of the 7 wonders of the world, but there is what I consider one of the 7 wonders of Vancouver Island coming up in a story. But you're going to have to wait because it's right after the break. So much going on. If you go to the website, which is
www.firstmetvictoria.com, and that'll lead you to Epiphany Explorations 2015.
I really urge you to take a look at it, because even if you have lots going on, you might want to take in just a couple of the events or take in the whole thing. But once you read the bios of the speakers and you see what they're talking about, I know you're going to want to be part of this event. I've always found it transformative, and I love meeting the people. And just as Alan said, it is not about religion, it's about spirituality, it is about growth, it's about looking at the globe and how we can make a difference, and it really does inspire epiphanies.
Yeah, and you can check out the live stream option as well.
That's right. I want to thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir, casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.